Hello and welcome back to the channel. So, today I'm doing a video on my Smith & Wesson 5906. This is a stainless steel framed double stack 9mm pistol. It comes with a 15 round magazine and it has a, we are clear, double action, single action trigger with a decocker safety and a magazine disconnect safety. This model has adjustable rear sights for windage and elevation. It's a white 3-dot variety, and it also has this protective ears to the rear sight here. Some models come with a fixed Novak rear sight, I'm pretty sure. This is a different style. It has some serrations in the front of the trigger guard for that typical old-fashioned type of shooting. Okay. Has a slight undercut and some useless serrations in the front of the gripper. The grip itself is smooth plastic, and the mainspring, hammer spring, rests on the plastic grip. So if you break these grips, your pistol is out of action. Hogue makes some replacement grips for this pistol, which I think are better because then the spring will rest on a separate piece which you install. To take them off, you simply remove this pin and then you pry them very carefully off the pistol and try not to break them. For this assembly, we check that we are clear. We can remove the magazine, decock the hammer, pull back to the notch, remove the slide catch, simply let the slide off, and here we are. So, guide rod, barrel, slide, and frame. So, a quick look at this. The barrel interfaces or locks up in the slide here, so it differs a little bit from, let's say, a Glock, which locks up at the breech. The safety works as a block as well, so with the safety engaged, it is very drop safe. One thing to mention here is where the guide rod interfaces with the barrel. As you see, it's a very small notch, and this one tends to get worn out eventually. You do not need to replace the barrel. You can simply mill it out yourself a little bit more so it works, because the guide rod interfaces with the frame of the pistol here and not with the barrel when it's assembled, so there is nothing to worry about. It is simply an assembly notch. Inside your pistol you will see a small, if you can see it here, spring right here, brass colored. This is a trigger play spring which does a small job with the trigger. What it exactly does, it's hard to tell, but if it breaks, because it tends to break, you do not need to replace it. It doesn't do anything essential for your pistol. If you want to replace it, you simply take your pistol apart and you pin it back in place, a new one. You can get the parts of Brownells still. I got mine from Brownells. Also, Wolf makes replacement springs for this pistol, so you can change your recoil spring and mainspring, for example. For reassembly, insert your barrel, take your guide rod and spring, insert. This can be a bit tricky sometimes because it needs to go through the hole in the front of the slide here, and I'm behind the camera, so we will try to do this through the camera, and of course it doesn't want to, That's unfortunate, but you know, let's try again. Let's try it without the camera. Thank you. Here we are. Okay, so to hit that notch and everything through the camera lens was a bit difficult, but we managed to do it. So let's continue reassembly. You slide it on here. Now we have some levers here which you need to be careful with so you don't bend them, because then you need to replace those as well. So simply depress them, okay? Depress them underneath your slide here, all of them, carefully, okay? When you pass those, you can cock the hammer, okay, if you so want to. Like so. Pull it back, tip it back a bit, because the barrel is now not locked up, so if you see in there, that's the barrel. So you want it to be backwards, yeah? Rearwards rather, and then you insert your slide catch, like so. Okay. Now the pistol is reassembled and ready for action. The trigger on this pistol is a heavy double action. For the first pull, it is fairly stageable. Okay, you can feel where it's going to pull. Okay, and the single action has some take up and a fairly crisp single action trigger. The reset is pretty short. Okay. So, that is my Smith & Wesson 5906 semi-automatic 9mm pistol. Thanks for watching. Bye.